Okay, let's get this started.
What are we doing today?
We got a couple things we're gonna go over. One, we're
So we're doing.
Okay, guys. Whenever you're ready, meet me in front of this UH1 over here.
But we're gonna go over it.
Okay, we still got a couple guys over at the box. Looks like they're loading in. Who do we got in here? Stevens, Warner's, Miles, Hodis, Blue, Bashore, Tater, DeMonk, Ark, Wilson, myself, Frable, Carm, Benassi. Okay, good. Couple guys that weren't here last time. Couple guys that were. Bruce will not be showing up, and neither will Grant. Both of them had computer failures this morning, so that was fun.
Rip.
Rip indeed. Yep. So, whatever. But we'll post up her. Holy shit! Come out a map and see all these people standing in front of me. Okay. Well, let's kick this off pretty quickly. Because there's not a lot, but I wanna leave some extra room if we for us to do some extra things. Let's go over the taxiway nomenclature and the renaming scheme. So this is expected to go live the start of this December, or is it the start of this January? Either way,
probably after winter stand down.
It's
December
coming.
1.
It's okay. It's December 1, so it's coming soon. For those of you who want the chart, there's the link in TeamSpeak. We've standardized the way we name taxiways now. There's no more. Okay, well the aeronautical chart in the library says this, but all the other pilots are saying this. None of that anymore. It's going to be standardized. The simplest way to explain the change is that taxiways will be numbered alphanumerically from left to right, using the main control tower as a reference. So imagine yourself in the tower looking at the main runway. The entrance to the runway farthest to the left is Alpha 1, then to Alpha 2, Alpha 3, and so on, until the taxiway breaks, and then the taxiway will advance to Bravo, and will still number from left to right based on location of the main control tower. In the cases where the taxiway exists on the opposite side of the runway from the main control tower, then the taxiway will start with November. So if we were in theory on here and we had another runway on the eastern side of this ATC tower, the taxiways would start with November, going to we're skipping over Oscar because that FAA skips over that because it could be mistaken for a 0, and it would go right onto Papa, and Papa 1, Papa 2, Papa 3. But we'll still number exactly the same way as the Alpha taxiway, just as if it were mirrored. So if you're looking in-game right now, you'll see...
Look on the map, I've illustrated the Novembers.
Okay.
Give you a general idea.
It would be on the other side of the ATC tower, so it'd be over here, like feet west. Since the ATC tower is looking west, going from left to right, we have Alpha 1 to our left, Alpha 2 in front of us, Alpha 3, Alpha 4, and then over here, because it's FAA regulations say north to south, west to east, so since Alpha is the westernmost taxiway, or this one's the westernmost taxiway, it takes the name Alpha, and since this is east of the main one, this is Bravo. Hang on 1 second. Alright, so that's how we're doing it. MCAS Garavia, I don't have that uploaded to Imgur, but you'll see that appear as well. It's very, essentially they're in-game right now. There's 3 ATC towers on MCAS Garavia, but we've removed 2, and we've designated 1 as the main ATC tower, so you'll use that as your reference. But for every airbase you encounter in the future, this naming scheme will apply. So it won't matter if we're on a Tembalin airbase, on a Klafkan airbase, on Sarani airbase, Takistan airbase, Chernobyl airbase, Stratus, Altus, Tanoa, whatever. It's going to apply the same way. And these are standard FAA regulations. So if you want to look them up, they're out there. Does anybody have any questions, comments, concerns about how we're now naming our taxiways?
Yeah, one question. I'm sorry, maybe I missed it. What we are going to be calling the main runway?
The main runway is the same. Main runway's the same. Northbound out of this runway is still 36. Southbound is 18.
If you don't
So-
know what the name of the runway is, you can look right here. I circled both of the numbers. You can actually zoom in and see numbers on the runways. They illustrate which runway they are. You'll notice that the 18 on the top is upside down. That's because it's supposed to be facing this way. This is going south. It's based off of a compass. If you don't know that already, it's based off of a bearing on the compass. So you got runway 36, which is direct north, runway 18, which is direct south. They all stay the same on each airport, depending on the heading of the runway.
But
Also,
Oh.
you have to take in consideration some maps don't have them illustrated. Some
Some
terrains don't have them
yes.
illustrated.
So-
You just kind of guess.
Yeah.
So these changes that I'm talking about, they only apply to the taxiways. The runways are going to still be named the same. This section of this apron that we're standing on right now is still going to be HMLA Park. Down over there to our south is still going to be the GC staging area. Only the taxiway names are changing. That's it.
So it's Alpha and Bravo basically.
It goes numerically alpha down through the letters until you get on the other side of the ATC tower. Then it becomes November. These are FAA regulations. If you want to read up on them, I've got documentation on them. All the air bases follow this. Pittsburgh International Airport's a great example of this because you've got 3 runways going from west to east and east to west. There's one north of the ATC tower, and there's 2 south of the ATC tower. So you'll see Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie as you go from south to north, or from north to south. But once you're on the other side of the ATC tower, then becomes November, Papa, Romeo, Quebec, that sort of thing. But it's standardized now, and start to expect to see those coming on December 1st. All right. If nobody has any further comments, questions, concerns, the monk, what's up?
We always start bottom to top right.
I'm sorry.
We always with the lettering. Am I too quiet or?
We're using the ATC tower as a reference point. So if you're looking out of the ATC tower, so if you actually go into the ATC tower on this map, it's facing west. So if you're
Yeah,
looking,
but like, why is this not Bravo? Why is this not Bravo and this Alpha? This is closer to the ATC tower.
No, it's closest to the it goes from north to south, west to east. That's how you start your numbering. So if we had several taxiways like north to south, the northern one most will take Alpha. The one to the south of that's Bravo. The one to the south of that is Charlie. But since we don't have any taxiways that go west to east or east to west, it's from west to east from here. So this one is the westernmost runway, so this is Alpha. Or I'm sorry, this is the westernmost taxiway, so this is Alpha. This one's after that, so it's Bravo. If we had another taxiway back here, this would be named Charlie, and so on and so forth. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Was,
Reference
west
point,
to east.
the ATC always faces the runway.
It might
'Cause
not.
obviously-
It might not. It might face one runway with another runway.
Yeah,
being
if we have a
behind it.
secondary runway, but
Yeah.
no, I haven't seen an ARMA airport that has multiple runways.
Okay. But
other than
that's it.
Altus.
That's it. Does that make sense, Demog?
Yeah, I guess like west, north to south, and now west to east. Yeah.
Yeah,
So basically,
it goes from you start numbering, or I'm sorry, you start lettering from north to south, west to east. Since these
Yeah,
can't
like
be
this.
since these can't be organized from north to south, we're going west to east.
I didn't realize that would read west to east also.
so any
I was
Sierra
like confused.
Okay.
So any Sierra coming off the main taxiway is going to just be that name, the taxiway's name, and then the number.
And then the number.
Going
Mhm. There's
up
no
the right.
more Mikes or Sierras. It's just going to be your so say we're taxiing, and we want to taxi to the southernmost part of 36. We taxi down Bravo, transition from Bravo to Alpha, taxi down Alpha, and then hold short on
Alpha
Alpha
1.
1, and then take active from Alpha 1 and depart
On 3.6.
on
Now,
36.
This sucks.
we'll have schematics you guys can look at. So if you guys are kind of not sure as to how to read it without looking at a schematic, you'll have it available to you at some point here soon, so that you can just look at it for reference. And if you forget something, you can have it drawn up. Or you
The
can have a paper
charts are
drawn
going to be
whatever.
out. The charts are going to be out on the 1st of December anyway. So
Yes,
you can,
that's what I'm saying.
you can reference those. Just be aware these changes are coming. For today, let's get some. As you're departing and return to the airbase, use these references. I'm going to keep them on the map for you. But let's go on to the actual actual training topics for us as pilots. Today we're going to section off into AH1 and UH1 because I want them focusing on two different things. AH1, last time everyone did nap of Earth flight with a little bit of FFAR and a little bit of combat flying. That's great. But since UH1 kind of does this like all the time, I want to get them working on aerial marksmanship. AH1s, I feel we could continue working on this a little bit because we're close. We're just not there. So today you're gonna depart the airbase, proceed south into this little circuit that we have drawn down here. I would start by passing over La Trinity and starting over the town of Duran. So start here, begin your nap of Earth, fly southwards. You don't have to use the road. You don't have to. You can if you want, but you don't have to. Fly south, stay west of Hill 101, come over feet wet, fly around here, and again you can keep feet dry. All you have to do is just be south of 101 as you come across. Essentially, you need to cross this white line. Cross that white line, come northbound. You can stay feet wet or feet dry, doesn't matter, and navigate your way back up to Durdan. Use Hill 102 as your reference. You must cross the white line, come over Duran once more, and begin your circuit again. Does everyone know how they're flying? Essentially a counterclockwise circuit around here, as low as you can go. And you don't have to go fast. You just have to go nap. And nap being, again, between trees, between light posts, between buildings, like low, mere meters off the ground. If you're higher than 10 meters, there's something wrong. As a matter of fact, if you're higher than 5 meters, something's wrong. So
with that being said, I don't expect any of you guys to be going 200 or 300 kmh or any of that bullshit. You guys go as fast as you feel you safely can. In addition, the power lines are extremely low here in comparison to other maps. I don't expect you to go under those, but I still expect you guys to be at a very low altitude the entire rest of the way. And that does mean while going uphill and downhill and maneuvering around terrain and whatnot. So
Wilson's right.
Yeah.
Going underneath power lines in this map, you can do it, but there are better maps to do it. If you want to specifically practice going under power lines, do it on Altus. You can do it here, but there's a lot better spots on Altus. The point of today is to get you guys thinking nap. Nap, the definition of nap is between trees, between buildings, between light posts. Not contour flight. This is not contour flight. If you are low enough, you should not be engaged by the SAMs and the AA down at the military base. If you are low enough. If you're not, you'll know pretty quickly. That's AH1 today. Okay, Devon, go ahead.
If we're gonna do targeted stuff, like, okay, let's fire a missile at this guy now. Mind that Benesi and we played like 150 ping and above, so we can't fly at 2 meter ASL. 200 knots, you know.
I don't expect you to go fast. I don't expect you to go fast here. I expect you to go low. I would if you have to prioritize between the two, I'd rather you fly lower than snake shit than flying fast. If that makes sense.
I would rather fly at 12 meters, not 2 meters, because at least then I have some sort of.
You're not going to be engaging. You're not going to be engaging anything. You're not going to be engaging anything today. Today is just flight. That's it.
Yes, you guys are working on proficiency of being able to stress your aircraft in such a low altitude.
And push,
you guys are
and
getting
push your
low.
skills.
That's all I care. That's all we care about right now. You guys aren't getting altitude. You're going to be keeping your altitude as low as possible. When I fly over the water, I fly less than 5 meters. In fact, I fly like 2 feet above the water sometimes. I kid you not, 2 feet. That's less than a meter. So you guys can do it.
So it's if you have any issues, we can, Wilson, feel free to address those in flight. I want to get to the UH1. That way we can all lift off quickly.
AH1 guys ready to? Can they board their birds? Can I get them set up for that?
Yeah, just don't spool until UH1
Yeah, no
spools.
spooling. Everybody go get a bird.
All right, so UH1, here's your tasking. Today you're going to be working with the JTAC on a bit of precision aerial marksmanship. Now it's worth noting that you don't have to be flying NAP in order to fire your FFARs. However, we have to be stupid accurate, even though we don't have like the fire control system the AH1s have. I've set up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 targets, numbered Alpha through Hotel on this plateau area. There's no SAMs up here. There's nothing to shoot back at you. We're just working on placement of FFARs. They are a series of 8 HESCOs. formed in a square. It's a rather large square. I'd say it's about 5 meters by 5 meters. I want to be seeing scorch marks from your FFARs in the center of those HESCOs. And to help you with this, today is going to be Steven. Stevens, go ahead and start putting IPs around the plateau area for you to use as ingress points. So you'll be checking in with the JTAC on 80. He'll give you the IP to come in from. You come in from that IP. You engage your target with FFARs. Or again, you can fire as many or as little as you want. I just want to see accuracy. I want to essentially be playing golf with your FFARs. Or basketball, or whatever. Just put them inside the little target areas. Stevens, give him like an IP and a target, and that's it.
Radio check 86.
You can give him a heading and a distance if you want to. But that's all I'm expecting you to give him. Give me 1 second so I can change your sides so that you're not engaged by the SAMs and shit that's going to be coming out of the military island. I'm going to change all of your sides to independent, including the corpsman. That way, we're not engaged by SAMs while you're trying to thread the needle with FFARs. However, we will be working on combat flight. While engaged with FFAR. So don't think that, oh my god, he's not training us on how to dodge incoming fire and remain in a combat state of mind when we're engaged with FFARs. That's not it at all. Today we're just focusing on accuracy, and that's all I want to see. Tater, you have a question or a comment?
When they're engaging with FFARs, do we, as the door guns, have permission to test our accuracy too?
That's up to your aircraft commander. If your aircraft commander wants to give you weapons free as you're coming inbound on a target, do it.
Okay.
But that's it. Does anybody have any questions? Going once. Going twice. Sold. Scramble. Scramble, scramble, scramble.
Yeah.
Yeah, my
Alright.
Under 5. Alright, go ahead and spool up, guys. We are cleared to lift. Go ahead and proceed off of Bravo 1 on 2, runway 18, and just go south. Like I said, I don't expect you guys to go fast, I just expect you guys to go low. For all I care, you guys can go 50 kilometers per hour, you can go slower. At whatever you're comfortable with.
Of course, pulling a test part. Gunfighter 1-4.
To 2-3's holding off, short off of Bravo 1, proceeding on to runway 18 time now.
Gunfighter 1-2, Lima Charlie 9-2.
In addition, guys, I also set up a couple of extra AH-1s. If you do happen to crash, there are AH-1s, assuming there are none present. They are behind the R&R station.
Interrogative. Radio check on 9 or 2.
It'll be
Lima Charlie on 9-2, have me over.
the one sensor at the top.
About 5 over.
4 kilometers.
Gunfighter 1-4, copy. Gunfighter 1-4 is 15, taking Alpha to Alpha 1 for active runway 36. Gunfighter 1-2 spooling up at HMLA Park.
Yeah. And you'll see that
3, 2, 3, clear of active runway, clear of active airspace, on off on 92 and on to 9 or 5.
triangular shape
3, signing 9 or 5.
extending out.
223 interrogative, are we flying this in formation or are we doing
Which call sign? Like 8 fucking H1s.
For the X-ray H1s, just designate yourself the call sign after 2-4. Just go 2-5-2-6-1.
Take 2-5 then.
But I want 2 taxiing through Bravo to Alpha 3, over.
That sounds great. Like, oh my god, does that sound good. DeMonk, lower, lower, lower. DeMonk, get lower. Good, Ark, good.
Holding short after runway 36.
Better 1-2, holding short back to runway 36.
3, moving to Bravo 1. The short runway 36.
Good job, Fravel.
Oh, fucking skin.
2-3 is proceeding on to runway 18, direct departure to the south. Time now.
Miles, Benassi, well done. That's exactly what I want to see.
Peaceful and up which only part.
Two taxiing via Alpha 4, or correction, Bravo 1 onto runway 18. Departure at the sun.
Consider clear active runway and airspace.
Gunfighter 1-4 is taking active runway 36 for a straight out departure.
Red 2-2 holding short, runway 18.
UH-1s, get up in the air, get up in the air, get up in the air.
2-2 on to runway 18 for direct departure at the south.
Gunfighter 1-4 is clear back to clear airspace, signing off 192 and on a nav.
Two clear back to airspace, signing off 92 on 95.
Gunfighter 1-4 signing on 95.
Gunfighter 1-2 taking active runway 36.
Right 2-2 signing on 95.
You just cut on the fucking active with a UH on it.
Uh-oh. 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 Ooh. Oh, it didn't end well. Well done, Miles. Arc, get lower, get lower, get
clear
lower.
back to runway. Signing off on 902.
To the AH-1s running the circuit, just be advised. Whenever you're that low, you don't have to go that fast. And besides, whenever you're that low and that fast, you have less time to make decisions. I want you guys deciding between, oh, do I want to go right and avoid the buildings, or do I want to go left and have to fly between trees? Lower to Monk, between trees, in the fog. You don't have to be going 200 kmh. You just gotta be going low. That's it. How did you wind up over here? What happened?
You happy, Sheriff? Hope you're okay.
A little. That's a clustered area to fly over. I'd be flying to the right of that hill that you're passing beside. Can't fly between trees and between buildings if they're too tightly
Gunfighter
packed
2-2
together.
is going to be hover taxiing via Bravo 1 to runway lane for a direct 7 departure.
It would help if I could see where I'm going.
We teach IFR for this reason. Trust your instruments. Trust your GPS. What the hell? What the fuck? What the fuck? Okay. Alright. Alright. What the hell?
Hey, Sheriff, you aren't here in the air with us, but all this white makes it really difficult to see the fucking green HUD.
Somebody who gets it.
Would turn this off. It's it made me crash.
What the fuck? Come on.
I'm gonna hit someone. Shit!
Hey, Sheriff, it's so fucking dense, I can't even see my HUD.
Can make it out barely. I'm using the corner instrument, to be honest. And use your fucking panel down, your left panel if you left it default. Pretty much the only way you're gonna fucking figure anything out. But yeah, luckily we have the MFDs that actually work.
Alright, fine. We'll do it like this. What do you need in the GC box right now? Whoa, that was an artificial. That was a false horizon for those paying attention. That's exactly what you're supposed to be flying. Good. That's my fault. For those of you guys thinking that fog is too thick, I just flew through it in a UH-1 without any problems. I only crashed because I tried to put myself inside of a tree once I got out of it. It's possible. It's not easy, but it's possible.
Part of the fog did you fly through? The part over the water?
Yep, I entered that bay to the west of Hill 101. I flew the fish hook around the southern part of that bay, flew in between the two islands, flew all the way north, and then cut west over Feet Dry. It is 1000% possible. Who just bit it? Hey Ark, you're gonna have a much easier time if you fly to the west of Hill 101. Hill 101 is at hill to your 3 o'clock right now. So fly on the other side of that, and you'll enter that valley pretty easily.
Sheriff, do you want us to repeat the laps all over again or not?
How many times did you run it?
One time.
Run it a second.
Okay.
All aircraft, there will be a hind in the airspace over the nap of Earth circuit. If you see it, you are cleared to engage. If you are in the fog, whenever it gets to you, it will not see you. I say again, all aircraft, if you see the hind appear in your airspace, you are cleared to engage it. However, if you are flying low enough and you are hiding yourself actively from the helicopter, it will not see you. I know, because I'll be the one fucking flying it. So if they're doing what they're supposed to, I shouldn't even see them. I don't see anyone. Good. I can hear him, but I can't see him. Good. Oh, there's a guy. Good! Good! You fucking went into the fog and it can't see you. Good! That's what I'm fucking talking about.
Line over you 1-2.
Wilson, you on 9-5?
Hey, firm.
Think you guys have had enough?
Is it about that time? 1-2.
Yeah, about 2 minutes till.
Is it about that time?
Yeah, it's 2 minutes till, but we started pretty late.
Go ahead and call it. Gunfighter 1-4 signing in on 9-2.
Signing in 9.
Gunfighter 1-4 is entering pattern on downwind. If you want the element to go back or what?
All aircraft this net, RTB, RTB, RTB.
Can 2-3 get a teleport?
2-3, what's your position?
Where you at? I can pick you up unless you're back at the airbase.
I'm at the checkpoint line for Haymaker.
I got you 2-3, hang on.
Gunfighter 1-4,
Yeah,
turn
teleport
left
him.
base, reactor 136. Already got him.
Okay, in the future, don't teleport with this much shit on the ground. It'll crash the server. I was just gonna repair his aircraft, it would have been a lot easier.
Roger. I haven't been able to target aircrafts lately. Destiny, Gunfighter 2-3 approaching on a teardrop approach to runway run 8 from the northwest. Gunfighter 1-4 is on final for active runway 36.
I got kicked out of my helicopter.
2-4 on helicopter approach to Bravo.
What's up, guys?
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
It was great.
Disregard Alpha.
Was it great?
I can see
sure.
your
Falling from
Hey,
200
sure,
is
you fucked up.
established on
It's not sure, it's the
falling from
monk.
300 feet, 300 meters with
Me.
no parachute was great.
Sure, if you fucked up. You
Downwind
didn't
at this
change
time.
car size, so when he was taking off, he kicked us out of the helicopter.
He should have. It should have never been able to let you into the helicopter in the first place. I knew he was flying the UH-1.
Well, then how the fuck did we get kicked out?
2-4 established on Bravo.
Did you buckle your seatbelt?
Yes!
Well, obviously not.
Whoa, I don't know then.
No, our cars fucking
Clear back
independent.
to taking Alpha 3. That's
Because they're on the wrong side.
Hey,
I mean,
sure.
car did break his swing on
The
like if
problem, just
2 minutes into it.
like 5
Gunfighter
minutes
1-2
ago.
final.
Hmm?
I had an issue like 5
2-3
minutes
is turning on
ago.
to short base, short final to
with
runway
armor.
18.
I don't know what it was.
Correction 36.
What happened?
Like I crashed, but do you know when you like crash but your aircraft doesn't explode immediately?
Mm-hmm.
I just got out of it.
Yeah.
I couldn't respawn for some reason.
That's weird.
Like nothing would happen.
That's weird.
Like stupid.
Yeah.
Actually, are we going to do this again? Because
I think this is it. I think everyone's got the idea.
I got the idea.
Oh yeah, I
in the
got
end,
that
but just,
idea
like,
too.
you need to rely on your instinct.
Got real about you.
Whenever.
An Alpha and a Bravo,
We'll,
Molly Park.
we'll go.
How Paint 3D works.
I found out that if you're low enough, your anti-air will not lock on.
No, that's exactly it, and that's the exact reason we're doing this.
No. Like, my anti-air would not lock on to the hind. I tried 3 different occasions.
Well, shit. Well, you guys did good in AH1. I was actively hunting you in that hind. I only saw like 2 people. I saw a lot of people last Sunday. I didn't see dick this Sunday. So good job to you guys.
At one point, you flew right over me.
Yeah, I noticed.
I just kind of waited for you to pass, and then I popped up behind you and could not lock onto you.
Oh, damn. No, good.
We're holding a Bravo 1.
Good shit.
On Bravo. Gunfighter 1. Force. Just get a little dick, slow down.
Two 3 is parking off World 1 north, on the north side of the road.
2-4 proceeding with Molly Park.
3's gets on to exploit down.
Hey, Stevens. Yeah, would you be able to speak on the UH-1's accuracy during the debrief?
I did. I recorded exactly how many hits they got.
Awesome, thank you. You're the best.
I didn't even count how many rounds got left in the pods though, real fast.
Force gets on deck, spawn down. Better 1-2 touchdown on HMLA Park, spooling down.
Blue, you had fun?
That was awesome.
Really? Because we had no fun.
We had the best time. I opened up K3D and I drew some circles.
Negative.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, we did see someone had crashed.
I just did like 3 rockets.
No, we never even. He didn't even take off, and I got
no.
kicked out the plane 300 meters in the air with no parachute.
Sorry to hear that.
Yo, AH1, over here. Whoa, that's pretty extreme. Okay, is everyone here? Do we have any other guys left out there?
I just
Nope.
brought back Art. I don't know if he's here.
Okay.
And then I don't know about the monkeys right over there.
Okay. Well, we can wait. There he is. There he is. Okay. Let's do individual element debriefs. AH1. Good job this time. The massive improvement. We had a little. You just had just a little bit of trouble with fog, but nap of Earth in fog is essentially the same thing as IFR. So rely on your instruments. I know that they're hard to see, but the fog isn't going to change color for you. I flew that circuit in a UH1. My HUD and especially my my Arma 3, like the vanilla vehicle status portion, that showed up just fine. You can rely on that. GPS showed up just fine. You can rely on that. So it's all about IFR whenever you're that low. You guys were so low and so consistently low that the Hind had a hard time like hunting you guys. I had an abundance of targets last Sunday. This Sunday I only saw like 1 or 2 of you. So good shit. To the dude who had landed his AH-1 on the mountainside and then got engaged by darts, that actually wasn't me. I hopped out of the Hind to kind of see where y'all were. and the AI took over and did what AI do best, and it found you like some predator and just lit you up. So no, couldn't really do anything about that. But the Hind did have a very hard time tracking you guys, and what I saw that I even liked even more is that when you were engaged, a couple guys went deeper into the fog. That's perfect. It couldn't follow you. It didn't know where you were going. It is impossible to pursue you unless it has radar when you're in the fog. So good shit. To the guys flying over the town, I saw a lot of people flying to the east of Hill 101. That's a very bad place to do nap. That's an extremely bad place to do nap. You didn't, and on top of that, you didn't have to fly the arrows like directly. Like you didn't have to fly the actual lane that Wilson had drawn out for. I don't know why.
Hard.
I just gave a general direction as to how the road.
Yeah,
the
that
route's
was.
Gonna be.
Let's not do that next time to eliminate the confusion. But if you guys were to come left of that Hill 101, hit into the bay, that's fog all the way out, and you could have followed your map, your instruments, and did IFR flight all the way out. Instead of flying over there and looking down and being like, oh gee whiz, I can't do nap in an urban environment. I can't fly between buildings. That's a little bird's job.
Well, hang on. Where's that arrow that put him into the urban environment anyway?
There was no arrow that put him into the urban environment. I didn't say there was.
Oh.
Like they had to pass here, like.
So whenever.
Only pass.
Yeah, that you guys had to like cross the white line and then cross the white line coming out. But
I usually came around here, around the port.
Which is
I
good.
hooked the port and came. I didn't stay right here.
It's perfect.
Actually, crashed into the mountainside here by accident.
I saw. Yeah, there's nothing scary. There's nothing scary when you're flying through the fog. You just think, oh my god, I'm gonna come up on like a huge rock and I'm gonna bury my aircraft into it.
I was like flying pretty high. I wanted to go lower, so.
I did that right here.
That's definitely something to be worried about. Did anyone get engaged or shot down by the SAMs and the AA over in the military base? I didn't see anyone.
I didn't see it on my fucking sensors 90% of the time.
I'm sorry?
I got engaged, but I dodged one.
Okay, awesome. What were you saying, Frable?
I didn't even see it on my sensors 90% of the time because I was that low.
Good. That's exactly what you want. Now Nap of Earth isn't good for a lot of things, but it is good for evasive flying. So evading, not being detected by AA, evading enemy aircraft. I wanted to put down a MiG-29 and see if I could lock you guys up like that, but I just couldn't. That's exactly what it's really good for. Getting into places sneakily, and you did that. Just remember that when you're flying Nap, especially when you're flying this circuit, no one said this was a race. No one said this was oh, let's see how many circuits you can complete in the next 30 minutes. Nobody said that. It's all about, I want you guys to make the decisions. I want you guys to be so low that you have to make the decision of, okay, I've reached the end of my area where I'm flying Nap. Do I take that gap in the trees to the right and then go through clusters of compounds, or do I go to the left and try to find my way through a forest? I want you to make that decision. Be low, be slow, and be methodical about it. That being said, I really like what I saw. Good job. If any of you are... okay, so out of the AH-1 guys here, a little hint about fog and IFR. Salute if you're flying AFM. I know Wilson's hand should be going up. Salute if you're flying AFM. Anyone else? No. Okay. Well, while I highly encourage you to fly AFM, remember that basic flight model. You can put your hand down, Wilson. Flying AFM or flying basic at low speeds, your aircraft will retain its altitude. I'm going to say that again. In basic flight model, at low speeds, and low speeds being like anything lower than 200 kmh, your aircraft will retain its altitude. So if you're making small adjustments, if you're rolling left or right or pitching up and down or yawing a little bit, your aircraft will not drop altitude. It is only whenever you do extreme maneuvers or at extreme speeds when your aircraft will actually start to like fall or rise on you. So use that to your advantage. Know that as you're making these low altitude, low speed adjustments, that your aircraft's altitude isn't going anywhere. Just use that as a crutch if you have to. Now, obviously, if you're flying AFM, I encourage you guys to fly AFM. If you do, you're gonna find that going away. So just something to keep in mind if you're flying basic. That's all I had on the AH-1 side. Do you AH-1 guys have anything in regards to comments, questions, concerns about the training?
What time are we at in our training right now? Are we like at the end of it?
Yeah, we're at the end.
Okay. Before we go, I want to go over something.
Well,
with you
I
guys.
gotta go over UH1 stuff too. So.
No, just with the AH1 guys.
Okay. Alright, cool, go ahead.
We're all good with the AH1 section?
I think so. If anybody in AH1 doesn't believe me that this is that flying the circuit is 100% possible, I do have a UH1 down behind us. I'll take you guys on a ride over that circle. If you guys really want to see that it is 100% possible, if you need that affirmation. But unless we got any other questions, comments, or concerns, we're gonna kick it over to JD Stevens with the UH1 side because he was orchestrating that. So Stevens,
All right.
how'd the pilots on the Gunfighter 1 side perform?
So pretty good. We had one person failed to ask for clearance and one person fly right over the center of the target area, like as they were moving to an IP. You know who you are. But other than that, pretty good. We'll give a drum roll. So 1-2 hit 9 out of 19 FFARs. So that's a accuracy percentage of 47%. And 1-4 hit 10 out of 37, which is an accuracy percentage of 27%.
AH1 section over here.
So
please.
there you go. There's your score.
That's taxpayer money right there.
That is taxpayer money. We don't have infinite FFARs, and every one counts. So we'll continue to practice on aero marksmanship and weapons employment and combat flying and the detachment trainings while we work on agility flight and other flight related training topics during our element trainings.
If I'd known we were being scored, I would have been a little more conservative. I was saturating my targets.
and I will say that basically every single FFAR landed within 30 meters of the target rings. So if you were going for area suppression, you guys both scored 100%. But for the actual accuracy component, it was about 1-2 at about 47% and 1-4 at about 27%.
That's great. That's great.
Awesome.
Area suppression has its place in time, and I appreciate that. But the FFARs in the rings was really the objective of today. But that being said, I mean, even a close miss with an FFAR is still going to do damage to a vehicle. So good job.
And there was one FFAR that landed in the ring every pass. Nobody ever made a pass where they didn't get an FFAR in the ring.
That's perfect. So if that's a really hard target that you're shooting at, like a BMP or a piece of mobile artillery, that one hit, it could be decisive. So good shit. Do you have any? Did anyone in UH1 have any questions, comments, concern over that training? I wasn't really watching y'all that much. I left that to JD Stevens because I really want to make sure the UH1 guys get this because we don't get a chance to fly. No, they don't get a chance to fly NAT very often, whereas we do it literally every element training.
Also, I had a fun time. It was a fun little training for me. So it was a difficult skill running those aircraft back to back to back to back to back. Like there were no pauses ever. I was like constantly doing new headings.
Yeah.
So that was a lot of fun for me.
Awesome.
Corman Blue has a comment.
Yeah, what's up?
Oh yeah.
This is my first training with any kind of flight stuff, and I just want to say I had a lot of fun. It was awesome.
I'm glad you did. Feel free to come to any more trainings with us.
I tried to count the number of minigun rounds that landed in the circle, but I was unable to. So
that's unacceptable, Stevens. That's easy. Anyone can do that. No, that's good. That's good that you guys had a good time. I was worried we'd get a whole bunch of corpsmen in here and then not have dick for them to do, and then them walk away being like, "Oh man, we didn't do anything. I didn't have any fun ever showing up to a gunfighter training ever again."
That was us.
I was even running Blue through the procedures for fast roping. I'll put it that way, so he would know if he ever had to.
Okay, that's good.
Sergeant Hodos gave me a lot of comments and stuff. It was awesome to really understand that.
Yeah,
that's awesome. We might do a fast group specific training next time. I'd like to fly the barn with UH or Gunfighter and do like a fast roping assault on like a town or something. That'd be pretty cool.
I kind of got a cold when I was falling from my helicopter.
But he can tell you about when we did the fast roping assault with MSOT.
Yeah, you can watch the footage of that if you want. That was pretty cool. If nobody has any more questions, comments, concerns on the UH1 side of things, you guys are cleared to GTFO. I think we have I think Avenger has a training after us, but I didn't see Holcomb on for that long. If you want to go down and fly the circuit they were running, go ahead. The Op 4 AA is still there. There's no Hines in the area, so if you want to do that, go for it. I'm gonna go up and make sure the AH1 guys I didn't hurt their feelings too bad.
Yep. Blue and Bashor, if you want to come with me real quick, just so you can see that fast roping system.